I'll make it all come true. I'll make it all come true.
Hello guys, welcome to my step-to-step tutorial on learning HTML, which is essential for front-end web development if you want to be a front-end web developer. So we'll start with an overview before I show you stuff to code. I'll also be leaving some exercises for you to do at each and every class in the description below. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Unlike a scripting or programming language that uses scripts to perform functions, a markup language uses tags to identify content. So in other programming languages, we usually have scripts, in order to identify content within the code, or just basically to run it and perform functions. But here we only use tags to identify and run content. Like, here's an example of a HTML tag that we normally use for paragraphs. Now I have opened the tag, and in HTML you need to learn how to open and close tags, which is very simple. So we just do the same thing, but we put a / before it. So now that officially makes us to create a paragraph that will be displayed into a web page. Now, for example, let's try and type something like "I am a paragraph," and then we go ahead and save it. Now, for HTML you can use any notepad, like within your laptop or PC. I'm basically using a notepad. Some people use IDEs, but I feel like this is the quickest method. I only use IDEs if I'm using JavaScript or something complex, but here we normally use like just notepads because it's more simpler and everyone has it. So if I go ahead and open this into a web browser, it will come out as a paragraph. Hold on. It will come as a paragraph, and there we go. So as you can see here, the content that we wrote in between the tags came out on a web browser, and we are able to display it. Now you must save a HTML file as a .html file, in order to execute it within a web browser. You can edit it, of course, in a text document after that, so you don't need to worry. So it has opened. It identified the phrase that we typed in between the paragraph tags, and that is "I am a paragraph." So it identified it, and it has placed it right here onto for us to display it within a browser. Now, moving on, the web structure, the ability to code using HTML is essential for any web professional, which is front end, back end, full stack web developers. It's just basically essential. It's the foundation for basically this profession if you want to pursue it. Acquiring this skill should be the starting point for anyone who is learning how to create content for the web. If you want to create content like web pages or websites for anyone, usually HTML is like the structure of a web page. CSS, which I'll be covering later on, is like the presentation of your web page, like how you present it. This could be like colors, where the paragraph is aligned, radiant, like gradients, they're also explained there. And JavaScript is like the behavior, how it behaves, and so on and so forth. PHP or similar, it's like for back-end web developers. I'll try to cover this like after I finish the front-end side of web development. And content, for your content management, like especially for some websites that have a lot of content, we have CMS, which is for the content management. So this was the first lesson. It's done now. I'll be posting the next lesson in a few moments. So see ya.